Welcome, welcome, welcome to all of our listeners. This evening, again, I would like to welcome back those of you all who have been following us with these Queen calls. And for those who are, if this is your first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you don't know what Queendom is, just so everyone will be clear, it's a nonprofit female empowerment organization that really seeks to inspire and empower young women through self-worth and divine purpose. At Queendom our goal is to teach young women about their inherent value, their inherent purpose and potential. We strongly believe that through encouragement, education, and empowerment and respect of virtue, that pretty much the woman can be restored in our communities and in our nation. And so that's why we have these Queen calls. We have other programs. So this is just one of the things that we do. And the Queen calls are designed to be pretty much a sacred time to share between women to empower and expand the sisterhood. Because we know that when women come together and empower one another, we all rise together, the community, our neighborhoods, our nation. So this is just a monthly call that we have. We don't want to take up too much of your time, but we know as women we are so busy doing so many things for so many people that sometimes our cup ends up a little bit dry. So we want to encourage, so the Queen calls are to encourage us to continue to fill our cup, to fellowship with one another, and to inspire one another so that we may be a better service to others as well. And so it's really to provide us with resources and support needed to achieve the goals and intentions that we have determined for ourselves. And so that's why we're so excited about this topic. This is our very first Queen Call of the year in 2018. And it's entitled Queens Ascending to New Heights in 2018. Queens Ascending to New Heights in 2018, and that's on a spiritual, mental, and physical level. And that's why we are so excited about our guest speakers tonight. And yes, I said guest speakers. I know on the flyer we have one, but we have the pleasure of having two dynamic, powerful women. We have our dear sister, Pastor Wendy J. Turner, and we also have another powerful sister, Nzinga Riddle. And I want to make sure I'm not mispronouncing her name, but is it Riddle?
It's Nzinga Riddle.
Rito. Okay, I was close. I was very, very close. Nzinga Rito.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Thank you so much. But before I begin, I just want to say a few words about our sisters so you can get a little bit familiar with them. Our dear sister, Wendy J. Turner, she is an educator, inspirational architect, and author. She specializes in helping people unlock the power within. And so we just knew we had to have her because that is really our mission with as Queendom is to unlock the power within. She does this by impacting at-risk people of all ages by means of relationship empowerment. She realizes the need to extend her services for those who have no voice. She dedicated her efforts to bring liberation and relevancy to those in Houston and nationwide. She has been invited as a keynote speaker and as a seminar leader. When she's not traveling, she responds to the call of empowering people as an educator, spiritual advisor, minister, life coach, and anger management therapist. She is the chief operating officer and spokesperson of her grandfather, the Conrad O. Johnson Legacy, which encompasses the award-winning documentary Thunder Soul, executively produced by Academy Award winner Jamie Foxx. Additionally, she has been honored to be a guest on Magic 102.1, Praise 92.1, 93.7 The Beat. She has also been a contributor to Fox News, Fox 26 News. And she just launched, which she's really excited about, and we're all excited about, she just launched a global initiative, Hope Over Hurt. And it's a fast-growing that is gaining international recognition as a bridge to serve over 48 sectors of service, community, and empowerment. Due to the efforts of this global mission, the city of Houston recognized Hope Over Hurt Day with a special proclamation from Mayor Sylvester Turner slated for June 9, 2017. And lastly, and certainly not least, since her call to ministry in 1998, our dear sister, Wendy Turner has dedicated her life to empowering people one human condition at a time. And so we are very honored and really just humbled to have this sister on a call with us tonight. And we're also very honored to have our dear sister, Nzinga Rido. She has also been using her voice to inspire and uplift and empower others. She has also been on Radio 1, Magic 102. She has also stepped out into her own ministry as a leader, and she is also an author. And as our dear sister, Wendy J. Turner, has told us that she is a very critical asset in the organization Hope Over Hurt. So welcome you both on our Queen Call, and we look forward to hearing from you this evening. Sister Wendy and Sister Nzinga?
We are here.
Okay, great. So you all, I'm going to go ahead and we can jump right into it, and you all may have the floor.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for just allowing us to be here, Queendom Come.
Yes.
It's not by mistake that this is where you and I are. Each and every one that's on this call is here for a reason, right?
Yes.
And Hope Over Hurt is just, we're such a family that within just last minute, several ladies said, you know what, we're going to just come into the headquarters.
Right.
We're going to just love on one another while receiving the nuggets of information that we believe come from our Creator.
Yes.
And as we share that with you, just keep us lifted in your prayer so that we can make sure that we understand what we're giving you is exactly what God has in store.
Yes.
Also, if you want to catch us on Instagram or Facebook, guess what? You can if you're listening to this conference call. Check out Wendy J. Turner, Wendi J. Turner on Instagram, or go to Wendy J. Turner on Facebook so that you can actually see behind the scenes and be able to soon see just some of our HOH ladies that are in the house, as we know this is an all-women's moment. What a moment, sis.
What a moment, and it's live on our HOH network, so
exactly.
Welcome. And we're excited. Thank you so much for having us. I tell you, it's always a blessing to talk with our sisters. We call them sisterin. Our queen sisterin around the world, really. So it's a great opportunity. We're excited. And however way God seems fit to use the voices on tonight, with praying in advance that you receive it in the grace and mercy in which God allows us to share with you, and that you each one and everyone and all of us are able to take away what God has said by the way of His speaking through us, and you're able to use it and allow it to help you in cultivating the day.
Whoa. Well, I have one question for you. I'm interested to know on the Queendom Come side, how many callers do we assume are registered approximately?
Okay, hold on one second. We have approximately 10.
All right, so we have 10 listening to the possibility right now of about 40 folks tuned in right now. About 40 people may have an interest to listen in. And so there's no subject off the table. She said they would like us to share our wisdom on elevating in the year 2018 by, I believe, spiritual, mental, was it physical?
Yes, ma'am. Mental,
right.
Spiritually, and physical.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I want to know, we never ever plan, and that always works for us. But what is there something you're churning up because?
I'm writing them down right now.
All right. One thing I want to talk to you about is the idea to expect more than a level. Write it down. One of the things we love to say, and I say it sometimes, but not a lot, I catch that my mind won't allow me to say it, Queen. You won't hear me say level up much. According to architecture, one regular set of stairs is about 14 steps. That's one level. So if I want to level up somewhere, that's almost saying I'm getting to the second story of a home. And do you know if you level up to a second-story window, and if a fire should come and consume your home, you have a chance of surviving if you have to jump from the second floor, the second level, to the ground. You have a chance of surviving. You may break something, but it will not take you out. I challenge you to consider the dimension.
Yes.
I challenge you to consider when you say level up, no more can it be that, because you are actually limiting your leveling. But if you are limiting your leveling, and if you are limiting your leveling, right, then what is it that happens? Right there, your dimensions don't have a chance to really grow. Dimensions cannot be measured. If we think spiritual dimensions, there is no measurement that we can actually give to quantify the level of a dimension. So I just wanted to pause before you think about that. Now, if you fall from something like a plane and it's 14,000 feet, I will tell you that is a chance to take that if you don't have the proper protective gear, I'm going somewhere with that, you will perish.
Yes. Amen.
It would take God himself, his hand, which is possible, to just kind of scoop you up from that 14,000 fall, because that fall has the propensity, Jada, the potential, right, to actually have you no longer here. But when you have the certain things to take the risks, what are we doing to set up ourselves up for these dimensions, where these levels are higher than 14 steps? What are we doing to have ourselves raise the roof so that our true purpose can actually come out? And with that said, I have to ask, purpose seekers, where you at?
Amen.
I got some purpose seekers in the house. Okay, because we believe that we are here to always be hungry for purposes.
Yes.
And I wanted to just say, before you go any further, think about that. No more leveling up, dimension up. Do something that's going to risk your life.
Yes.
That you're willing to give it for the glory of God. Don't risk it with something foolish, all right? But risk it for something to give God the glory. What is the risk? And can the risk outweigh the reward? And is that okay? Says, I'm going to just turn, and I know you're brewing.
You know, what's the risk? Queendom. When there's a queendom, that means there has to also be a kingdom.
Okay.
And so when we think of dimensions and kingdoms, it's right now we're in the process of training while we're reigning. Training while we're reigning.
You can't see me, sis, but I'm popping up.
You know, so it's training while we're reigning, and it's the dimensions that allow us to continue to move to the next dimension, right? And so in our scriptures, you hear it say, from faith to faith and glory to glory.
Yes.
With the training while we're reigning continues to take us higher in him. Because in the kingdom, where we all are citizens, in this kingdom, there is a hierarchy. And in the kingdom, the hierarchy is, of course, it's the king, it's the queen, and it's the royal subjects, right? And that's the court. But then there's also the royal family. So there's a kingdom, there's a queen, and there's a royal family. We are the royal family that the king and the queen have set to rule and reign right now in the earth. How do we rule and reign right now in the earth? In the areas where it comes with, we're talking about spiritually. That's through our prayers. Spiritually, again, that's through our affirmations. That's through our confirmations. I am who God says I am. I can do all things that God says I can do. Without him, I can do nothing, but with him, I can do all things. Like tonight, even us with the setup of the network. Not man's training, but God's training. So that the reigning takes place right now in this dimension.
Amen.
And I know, we say, well, bring it back down just a little bit. You are Queendom, sisters of the Queendom. We already know you know, based upon the teachings. We know you know. So when we're reigning in the kingdom right now, it's going to look different than how it looks in the world, right? The world, those that are not in the kingdom, they look at things like everything is doom and gloom and drab, and we're going to die soon. Come on. In the kingdom, we look at it's a great opportunity for us to represent the King in the land of darkness, where we can come now and be light.
Right.
And when we're light in darkness, darkness can't stay. And so where is darkness now? Darkness is in the White House. Some darkness may be in your house, or our house. Well, some darknesses may be in the jobs that we have. But when we go there, we are still light in those dark places. So you're saying your boss has a cracked up, jacked up attitude. Guess what? Your attitude is not that way. So when they come to you to say, hey, I need you to do this and I need you to do this by such a time, queens, what we do is we look at it. We look at it and we say, well, first of all, we're going to make sure it's what we should be doing at that appropriate moment. Meaning, we thoroughly understand what our job descriptions are. We would not be bullied, we would not be pressured, and we would not be abused in a place that we are lending our service. Even though they may be writing a check, but they're not giving the check. They may write it and they may sign it, but we're lending our services that benefits them day in and day out. And when it comes to a moment where they disrespect the service that you're lending them, that's when you dimension up. And you decide, is this even still worth my time? We have to go to the next dimension in dealing with how we allow others to deal with us in the world. Now, that's mental. That is mental, that is spiritual, and it is physical, and it's showing up emotional. Because we have to take everything into account. Now, some of us on the line are employers and some are employees. The employers, you better pass it. Everybody walking down. The employers that we are, we have to take on that same characteristic of our believers as we are believers and understand that you're not a subject under me, even though you work and I signed a check. We are in partnership because you brought into the core values of this company, and then you brought your services to me. And so now we are in partnership. So I understand I can't treat you like I'm just signing your check. Because I'm of a different dimension than those that are in the world. So I'll have the doors open for an opportunity to speak with you regarding what the needs are now of the company that you initially thought you did not understand. But you do understand because spiritually we're connected, even though you're in a corporation. But the corporation you're really up under is the kingdom. So we take our services into those places, and we honor God by serving in that location. Under His government. We work unto God, not unto man. That's right. And so when we do that, it looks differently. So don't let anyone pull you out of your kingdomship and your queendomship because they are still in a ship that's on the ground. Or they on the ship that look like a slave ship. And there we go. So that's we only have one. And it's the one who drives us, leads us, and guides us into all truth, no matter where we are. So, spiritually, physically, and emotionally, as kings and queens inside the kingdom, we have citizenship. And so with citizenship come rights. Rights to not be abused. Rights to not be talked to crazy or looked upon as crazy. Rights to take a stand and understand that the one whom we love and loves us is standing up in us at those moments where we have to speak against things that are unjustifiably always wrong. So we have rights in the kingdom. And we can take our rights and our complaints, they turn into prayers, and we take them before the throne. Because that's where the king sits. And we're in an interesting time. We're in an interesting time where folks don't believe that anymore. That's true, but guess what else is happening? Talk to me. We have new developments in United Arab Emirates where more rights for women have come than in history. Right? Driver's licenses, the movies, the entertainment industry. Let's take it to Hollywood. Come on. Time's up is the new mantra. Me too. Okay, and right, me too? No, that's time's up, and they was hashtag me too. Oh, me too, right? And then the gentleman who just got, deemed a life for doing the molesting that happens everywhere all the time to the gymnasts that were afraid to speak up. This is a time when we have an opportunity to shape what we really expect it to look like in 2018, more than we did. So what will we do with the mantle? How we carry the baton of responsibility. One of the things that I spoke with Sister Sadia about, she said intentions. Yes. And I'm going to say this. Your intentions have a whole lot to do with where you are. Can I marry that with your intentions and your motives? Yep. Your intentions and your motives. Yep. Come on, I'm going with this, yes. Because our intentions have to be rooted grounded in love. Our motives should be rooted and grounded in love, not in getting back. No, not in just saying, I want to see hurt, harm, and danger now because of what you did. No, it has been exposed. You're right. Everybody's coming up. And you're talking about a level time now for queens to show enough, to truly, truly reign all over the world. This is that time. It is. So whatever we've been sitting on now, the Lord has said, stop sitting. Right. Now and be just that. But it's that time where our motives and our intentions
are going to be very important to how we carry the mantle.
Yes, amen.
And this is why. Because this is what's interesting. We know, you and I know, spiritually, that there are legalities, things that are permissible in the kingmanship. And if we know this, just know your intentions could actually be legal or illegal. Yes. They will either permit or deny your dimension. Yes. Yes. That's the best way I can give it to you right now. They're either legal or illegal. They will either permit or deny your dimension up. Yes. So if you ever want to know, when I've heard, and this is what Sister Sadia said, so I'm honoring our founder's thoughts and visions here. One of the things she said, people always say, the year, this year is my year, this is my year. And I said, but yeah, by the end of the year, everybody ready to kick it out with both boots in the air, talking about this year needs to go. I need to see the next year. And so we both said, when is the year that you finally will take it all the way through and own it? Can you tell me what it looks like? Can you tell me about hard work?
Yeah.
And I'm like, both hands up. Got you covered. Because at this time, we need to give out no more excuses that because we're women, we have to work just as hard. We know we're at a double, triple minority. Do not be a woman, a black woman, and a woman with disabilities. You just set yourself. There needs to be a check. Yes. Just being funny. Not really. Could need to be a check, a disability check for that. Because if you think about it, many times we stay on the idea that we are crippled there. And instead of us staying with that excuse and keeping in our mind that that's going to be our reality, we have to create a new reality. I didn't realize I was really a woman and a black woman, like I told you all, till about a month ago. It really hit me with a sense of a depression, like before I knew about Oprah and the whole rally. I didn't know. All I knew was it is tough being a woman, and I did not know just how. I just didn't catch it. Well, guess what? That cannot stay as the excuse that we are governed under. We have a chance to permit the right legal law. Queens make moves.
Makes moves, yes.
The king holds position, but the woman that is queen is the one who makes the moves. And guess what? That king doesn't move without the queen.
And so all the king's moves is for protection of the queen.
Say it again?
All the king's moves in honor and protection of the queen.
Can you say it one more time?
All the kings.
What?
All the kings move in honor and protection of the queen. Look at the chess game.
Okay, so wait a minute. Hold on. Now we're going to take these dimensions, and we're going to take Ephesians 6 and 10. Yes. We're going to take the principalities. Are you saying that our Father, our Creator, our Master, Abba, Allah, actually has Yahweh, Adonai, has actually designed a place for you, and you to find protection? Yes. A place for you to gather under your battleground. Yes. Learn what your next mechanisms of fighting war will be with love, beauty, and peace. Yes. And you can etiquette with grace. I'm looking at you. You can actually flow in that thing with grace, doing it sharpened more than ever. Yes. You can actually do that because the protection has been provided. So you can operate in the law of this.
We can operate in the fullness of what is called us to do, birth within us to do,
all right,
and expects us to do.
What?
Expects us to do. And expects us to do it every year is another opportunity. Just like every day, every second, every minute, every hour. But the thing is this, in order to do it, it has to have that, we were talking about it yesterday, a plan. So how do we move and know we're moving and this is the best year? It's when we decide to make a plan. And we decide to evaluate the plan when things are not working. And we decide to go back. And if something ain't working, scratch it out and make another plan. But we understand the guidance of the king in the kingdom is going to lead us. But we have to do our part. And so when we do our part and we start saying, okay, so me and the king in the household, King Kamau Rigo, in our household, plan.
That's husband.
That's my husband for 30 years.
Amen.
Right? And so our plan, we reevaluated what all happened in 2017 and still going through it. What didn't work? Oh, we saw major progress. But we saw some things that did not work either. So those things had to drop out for 2018, right? And we did not look at what didn't happen as anything that made that we were just not good. We just flunked, we failed, we were no good. No. We looked at God and said, you tried it. You had a definite plan. Let's say a definite plan. Things on that plan didn't work. So we go back and find out now what do we need to do differently. Yeah. One, okay, we want to move. We want a new house. Amen? We want to move. We want a new house. Okay, last year, let's get things in order. This year, now, okay, we're moving closer towards it. We looked at everything. Go through the whole budget. How many of us have budgets that we really, really use, right? You know, that we really know what's coming in, what's going out, what's needed to move to any other level. Right, so we looked at everything. We went to look at, okay, what's bare minimal? What all are just bills? What all are wants? What are things we use for entertainment? How are we serving? How are we giving? What does all that look like in numbers? Right. And now, what the plan need to be here? Okay, so, we need to do some things different in those areas. Look at that. How is our love life looking as a married couple? Come on, Ms. Sparks. How is our love life looking as a married couple? That's right. Am I stroking you enough? Right. Right. Baby. Right. You know what I'm saying? Are we holding and cuddling enough? Absolutely. Am I meeting your needs? Are you meeting my needs? How are we doing this thing? Right. And you're a spiritual head. Are we praying together? You pray. I know we pray together sometimes, but sometimes we pray alone, and I pray alone for him. Right. So we have to look at, we can't leave any area out. How are your people doing on your end? How are my mom and sisters them doing? We have to do a whole check, right, all around, because that's our marriage. How are your friends doing? Yeah. Because if you are with your friends, King, they're going to impact how you come back home. So what kind of friends do you have? And he knows mine, and I know his, right? These are folks that add value to our lives. Understand that we are married, and likewise we add value to theirs. So are the friends and people in your life, are they adding value or taken away from you? Amen. All that can be in a plan. You can understand. Reevaluate your association. Reevaluate your friendships. Reevaluate the places that you go, and reevaluate why do you go there. Okay. Pause. 2 things. She's number 1. In the book, You Are Power. It was my first book written, I think, in 2014. My favorite author besides Bible is Napoleon Hill. Right. And in the book on page 8 it says, create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once to put that plan into action. Not maybe one day I will, but what does it look like? And that's something I've learned through the years as to how it is to meet success. That's when you start taking advantage of the new year. Right. That's when the new year looks different. That's when you can say it's my year. Right. Because I have a plan that's going to help take me through the year. And throughout the year, I can evaluate, look at where I am, and see if I'm still on track, or if I'm off track. And I may need to now go and readjust the plan. Right. The problem happens when it's not your year is when we don't have a plan. And then we don't follow the plan. And then that means everybody else that has a plan, guess what they do? Pour you into their plan, because you don't have one, or we don't have one. So if you want to, so it's like, what did Maxine Waters say? I'm reclaiming my time. I'm reclaiming my time. Queens, we reclaim our time, which in essence help us reclaim the joy and the life that we need to have, because when we're pulled into other folks' plans, then their architectural design becomes yours. And our King already have an architectural design for us. I love it. He's allowing us to now start where he has already finished, so that we can get to that perspective in. So I'm hearing so many layers when she's saying these things. So this is a good word. This is where I'm going to go back to intention, staying here with what I have, and this is what you just said. So to your point, it says this. Here you may find that certain career paths, lovers, friendships, and life choices were made without having the purest of intentions. Are you questioning your career path at this very moment? Are you wondering if certain relationships are healthy or something you should continue in your life? Is your love life, Queens, in a place of bliss, or is it experiencing a healthy growth? Or are you wondering if that person is meant to be in your life?
Did you marry for the wrong reasons? Did you take that job because the pay was generous, knowing that one day you would be miserable doing it from day to day? Are you still friends with that someone because they offer, I'm going to say that again, are you still friends with someone because they offer great perks within a certain lifestyle? Is the home you have or the car you drive merely to impress? Have you chosen not to spend much time around those who live less glamorous lives because they don't, in all caps, seem to have what it takes to blend into your desired lifestyle and social arena? Are you associated with certain people in your life because they make you feel good, offer you an ego boost, or look good on paper?
Wow.
Are you taking more than you give? Are you sacrificing your life and not getting much back in return? If so, is it benefiting others, or are you being a silent martyr to benefit your personal need to be actualized? Ouch. Generally speaking, when you answer the tough questions, are my intentions self-serving? Do I really have the best interests of others at heart? These are not easy questions, especially when things become painfully clear or confusing in your life. I suggest that you serve this intentional base and learn from it. This is written on page, if you have the book, page 54. That's okay.
That again?
Page 54, You Are Power, written by me, Wendy J. Turner. God gave inspiration behind that particular page. They can hear you on the conference back. So with that said, don't worry about those babies. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's having fun. And this is good, but the whole thing is, I think they're getting it even here inside HOH.
Amen.
It's when you look at those things, because sometimes you're doing things for that moment, for that season, but if it's in the right intention, I believe God's going to add.
He will.
Okay? He doesn't always kick you into something, but he will sometimes kick you out of something. But if your intentions are in line, then I believe that offers the legality. That's when that door opens. We spoke about Sunday, about being Cyrus in Isaiah 45. Are you ready for the door pathway that he has for you? If so, he says he's going to break down the gates. You're going to get to walk through it. It's not going to be hard, sis. It's going to be something where your intentions are allowed in legality. What does this mean? When you try to go out and if you went to Nordstrom's right now and tried to steal something, would it be easier to find it? Which one is easier, to steal it or to buy it? Because when you try to steal it, you have to go with the fear. You have to be careful. You do covert. You got to be slick. You got to plan an exit strategy. You got to know where you're going to dump it if they find it. The whole night. If you go with your credit card and just simply swipe it, the chances are your steps are less. It has more of a simplistic value. Amen. I'm not asking if you're
credit or your debit.
Okay, I'm not speaking of one good kleptomania.
But look, this perfect for an example. So I went looking for something at Walgreens. And in my visit to Walgreens, I noticed a young man just walking around. And in his hurriedness, I noticed him stop at a location. I noticed him pick up something and real hurriedly put it up under his jacket. Now, and when I saw it, I'm looking at him eye to eye like, brother, I know it's wrong and you know it's wrong. But that was it. It was just the eye-to-eye contact. I turned my head, and he scurried himself on out. At that moment, a call was coming to me. And I answered the phone, and my sister was on the other end, and I said, I just saw this man steal something from Walgreens. And I said, and I was not led to go call the police. So when you steal it, he knew he was. He knew he was wrong. He knew he'd been seen. He knows they have cameras up in the building. But he made an intentional, motivational choice at that moment. And he decided to take something that who knows, had he waited a minute, he might have had more and might have even had that paid for. But the guilt of knowing I was seen and I was stealing caused him to hurry on up out the door. And I had to take a righteous stand and just stand. Was not my. Sometimes you won't want to say something, and it would be just the Lord at that moment saying, but that's not really what I want you to do. Because the lesson is in the blessing of you being still and allowing the Lord to work on whatever that need was he had that he thought he got away with, he's now paying for it internally. Right? And if they do their searches, he may be paying for it externally as well. But I'm just saying, he had to have been nervous. He was, rushing. So instead of just paying for it, he could have walked out calm with it in the bag. He had to literally hide, shuffle out, and try to walk out cool like wasn't nothing else. That's right. All of that.
All with bad intention.
Turmoil.
And that's called that's that illegal thing. Not even HPD. He felt illegal.
Right.
That dimension just got stifled from an illegal moment. He did something that was impermissible in the eyes of God.
Yes.
He took something when here. Guess what else is? When you're saying all of this, that idea of just what we feel.
Yeah.
Whenever we do intentions and we wonder why things ain't working, how are you looking at your fruit? So if you want to know where you are, you don't have to measure always with first quarter and second quarter.
Right.
But Queens, I would say, what is it that you're doing when you're measuring? That's the physical.
Yes.
Can you look at how you're growing, where you're going, who you are around? When I read that page just now, it made you really think, really, who am I around? What is my language like? Has it changed in the last year?
Yes.
Not just what does your money look like, but so that you won't get discouraged about 2019. I wanted it to be where people say, wow, 2000, and we had a lot of people go, ooh, 2017 was great. Actually, I really grew. Can't wait to see what else comes.
Right.
And that was a great moment to hear as we reflect. That means you are standing fast to who you are as you dimension up.
As you dimension up because what? You have a plan.
Yeah.
Every morning you're on a call.
Every morning.
Wednesday you're doing the Bible study.
All right.
Coming to the location, Genesis Project. Queens around there, coming to the location, learning, being in class. So you have a plan to say, this is how it's going to help me get to the next dimension. And so does that mean going back to school? Does that mean, if you're applying for different things at technical school or trade school? Does that mean now I need to come and just find me some more mentors and sit at their feet?
Right.
Even and sometimes mentors are not physical. You can find online. You can go get the books. You can get the audio books. Right. You can do that and find people can mentor you from afar, but it resonates with you.
Sure.
In your queendomness to say that's one that I can listen to. Mm-hmm. But that comes with you're now making a plan. And so it's like following out and walking out the plan throughout the year. That gives us that best year. And at the end of the year, you can say, wow, the beginning of this year, I purchased 13 books. Mm-hmm. 13 books that I know helping me move to the next dimension. You know what I'm saying? And so you're going to have to make some investments into that, And so right now, I've already poured in already because I need to eat the meat of what it is that God has called us to do and called me to do in the land. I need to eat the meat of it so that when I have those moments of mentoring, encouraging, and regurgitating it, it needs to come back out. I know it's forgive me, but it has to come back out when it's palatable now for those who eat. So it's a group of us. It's like 6 of us, right? And at times we have dimensions of membership, but mostly of friendship that take us to a complete understanding of citizenship. So with the 6 of us, some girly girls, some queendoms, and some queens that we hang out with, guess what? We say we have those that we eat from, those that we eat with, and then those that we feed. Wow. Those that we eat from, those that we eat with, and then those that we feed. Right? And what that does is keep us saying, okay, it's a constant. How can we get better? What do we need to do different? How can we now? So we have those that feed us and mentor us. Then we have those that we eat with. So we'll go together to have a feed of the word or of a seminar or you name it. And then we have those now that come and hold us, ask us, what can I do different? How can you help me? This is where I am. This is my dilemma. So then we have those based on everything we've already seen, right intentions, right motives. Now we can feed you from a healthy place, a healthy place of love. Amen?
Amen. That was awesome. I love it. I think that was just a rhema piece right there.
Yes, glory.
And so that's just taking mental inventory. Sister, I'm not sure if we're at 8:11. I know that there could be time for questions.
Yes, ma'am. I do have a few questions that a few people have sent in.
Okay.
Well, first, let me just say I'm sitting here. I have all kind of notes here. I have thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. And I come from, of course, a family of strong black women, and it just reminds me of sitting around listening to my aunts. And there's all kind of guidance. Of course, when I was young, of course, it went through some of it stuck, but for the most part, I thought they were just talking. But The amount of guidance you all have given is just profound. And like I said, I have pages of notes. But I do have a few questions from some of the people who are listening. One question is about you talk about asserting and demanding your rights. And, as Black women, we get this stereotype of being an angry Black woman. Whenever we stand up for ourselves, that label is thrown, that stereotype is put out there. And so this question is, how can we as Black women assert and demand our rights and without getting that label and maintaining our femininity? And the second part of that question is, because it kind of goes together, what kind of guidance would you give that would help build your fortitude when you are ready to challenge or assert your rights?
That was actually you spoke on that.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's one of those moments when, irregardless of what happens, when an inner stance is taken that I am going to speak because of something that was done to me that was unjustly done and I was unjustly treated, all confrontation is not bad. Mm-hmm. There comes moments when we're going to have to, there comes a moment when we're going to have to still confront what has happened. And it's one of those things, no matter what we do as Black women, period, as queens, period, that label, angry Black woman, it doesn't matter what we do to try to dismantle it. It is already it is so ingrained in folks' being, DNA. Don't stop trying to dismantle it. Just do the opposite of what they're expecting us to do. Does that make any sense?
Right.
Okay? They already going to expect it. It's already ingrained. So what we do now is we just still do the opposite, but we do confront the wrongs. And we confront the wrongs. Guess how else we do it? We get the support, because what we do is now we build ourselves a balcony of folk who we know love us, sisters that's going to stand with us, and folks that know we're walking in the right intentions and wanting to make sure that what was done to us doesn't happen to anyone else. So we build ourselves a balcony. So that means I got 6, I got 7, and I'm reaching out to these sisters and say, hey, this is the stand I'm about to take about this that happened to me that was unjustly done to me. And I just need you now to cover me in prayer. I may need you to go sit with me, right after I have this meeting with this person I need to confront about it. But if you're coming in love, confronting whoever it is, love will always win. It's going to feel uncomfortable because you're going to confront somebody who believes you should not even come near them. Sometimes it's another queen also. So let's not forget that as well. Sometimes it's us confronting each other because some of us, unfortunately, is brought into that foolishness of we can't get along. And that's a lie straight from the enemy all over the world, wherever they are. But we can get along. But so sometimes we're going to have to confront one another in our wrongness and do it in love. Whether they receive it or not, that's going to be upon them. Amen. But if we confront it in love and letting them understand that good common sense, I want the best for you. Mm-hmm. I just pray you want the best for me. But this is where the issue is. And I need to talk with you about it. And if we can't come to a conclusion, I just need you to know where I stand. And until I choose to do something different, our relationship, friendship, or even employment is going to have to be at a different location. Meaning I may choose to walk away. And choosing to walk away can also be a great thing to help say you are not supposed to compromise who you are to fit into a bubble or a square box that somebody else has that they want you to be in with them. Mm-hmm. We can take a stand. We can take a stand, sis, and we can take it in boldness and understand that we have others praying for us, encouraging us, and going to walk with us through it. The only thing is, if it's done in love, we'll always win, even if you have to walk away from it, because your intention and motives were right.
Mm-hmm. 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 Which brings me to my next question is the intentions and motives. How do you know when to walk away from something and to differentiate that between, because, of course, life has struggle in it. Struggle is ordained for the most part to be able to get through struggle, make you a better person. How do you know if it's just a struggling moment or it's something that you need to walk away from?
So that is where you have the discernment, and you pray for continual discernment of your path every day. We was hopeful for her to believe in affirmations. And one of them says, I make sound decisions. I move in wisdom. I seek clarity daily. And so when you speak these words, we believe our words gather form. And so that God he's listening and waiting to perform his word back. So I know he wants us to be full of wisdom. He wants us to have clarity. He wants us to have sound minds and direction. He doesn't want us messed up, jacked up, crippled in our heads. So with that, we go and seek the one who can give and provide that through us, through signs, through writing, through being around people that you set yourself up with, like she's described, that you are going to eat from, eat with, and, of course, always remember to feed those who need as well. So when you have that hierarchy, so that middle one, that's the one you're with, iron is going to sharpen iron, okay? And so with that said, I think when you have some things in place like that, it's going to help you know what you need to do. But let's be, I'm not going to disconnect this call without the truth. We're not all victims about being called angry black women. I'll wait. And when I say I'll wait, I want it to sink in. Because you just need to just take a moment and be honest with all yourselves. If I go to a McDonald's and I go through the drive-thru and I hear one person on the speaker taking my order with an attitude, and I know I'm not the only one who's experienced it. Or if I go into another area of town where someone else takes the order of different persuasion, why is it that sometimes I feel as though when I call Comcast or AT&T or someone that I know looks like me because I can just hear it, why is it that it is sometimes combative? What's the root of that? Why is that something we still perpetuate 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years later? Why is it that it's still okay for us to clap back and we think it's cute? And I did the whole move if you're watching. Why is it that we have to do all this? Well, what I'm really trying to say is, and we feel as though that's our soapbox, when really our soapbox is our intellect. Our soapbox really is the commanded love. That truly is why we say it's our arsenal, because if you're learning how to truly interject life with love, honest confrontation, learning to temper your tone, learning that rolling the eyes and smacking the lips, albeit what you may have seen as your urban acceptance, is really not acceptable. It's not class, and guess what? It doesn't show any initiation of a queen. And when I walk in somewhere, I'm not about to have to go there with you, because when I come in, you're going to feel my crown. I'm not going to even make you. You just don't have to know I'm wearing it, and you'll be able to identify whether I have on a pair of raggedy New Balance tennis shoes or whether I have on a pair of Louboutins. It should not matter. It is what you carry. So I challenge women to not stop taking a victim role as being the angry black woman, because sad enough, there's enough of them. And there's enough of them saying, this is who I am. And why? Why is it? Did we grow up having to truly hear that? Did we learn that at school? Did we text that? Did we tweet that? Is that what we found funny on social media? Stop giving fuel to this and say, okay, you know what? 40% of it is true. 60% of us do not function that way, but we're going to get better. Let's be honest and let's just say, hey, let's change the tide. Let's challenge by the end of 18. We challenge our sisters to be 70% of them that don't clap back with that urban acceptance of I'm going to be cool and cute and get an attitude. And when I take an order, you want to act like we're taking an order? Yes. I have to do it. So which one are you?
Let me be. I'm ordering.
Of course. I knew she was going to give me the other one.
I'm ordering.
Okay. This is Wendy. What can I? What? Stop! Oh, I'm sorry. Leave me alone. Shoot, you sound with this customer. What can I get with you? Ooh, I'm just waiting to get off. I'm sorry, ma'am. Can you give me your orders of yeah.
What's your name? Okay.
Wendy. You need my last name? You need my manager name?
No, ma'am, Wendy. I just need your name. Wendy, I can tell right now before I even make this order. I can tell right now your day has not been good.
My day's been fine. What are you talking about?
Even though you saying it, just your mannerism, I just want to say to you, sis, I think it's better. I think you're better than this. And no matter what has happened to you today, I want to make my order, but I need to see you smile and do something a little bit different with this attitude, which is really a pretense because you're kind of hiding something that you're dealing with, and you didn't want to bring it to your job. So this is what you're dealing with, and this is how you're looking at me. So before I spend my $1, $2, or $3 on this menu at McDonald's, I need you to check yourself. Just to get, and I'm telling you out of love, and I don't even know you. but I know enough about you by just looking at you to know that whatever's hurting you right now, that's temporary. So let me go ahead and make my order. And then I see a little smirk. Okay, almost a smile. Okay, I'll take that. So let me go ahead and get those, 2 quarters, whatever that is.
What you is? You a counselor? You a minister? What you do? What you is?
You know, I'm a sister that walks around in love, and I want to love everybody. And you're one of my sisters, and I want to love you. And I literally want to love you to life and not to death.
Amen. I like you. Well, your order, I'm going to go ahead and buy it. But he ain't going to check the numbers anyway.
Oh, no, whoa, sis. No, I want you to, right now, I want you to be a good steward of your job. I'm going to pay for my order, and if you don't mind, I want to bless you also.
And cut. And that's
bravo.
You say bravo. Woo, y'all have fun.
Amen.
And for that example, albeit more powerful in person, and for those who are watching online, it is, this is reality.
Yeah.
Let's change the numbers.
And we can. And every now and then, sisters, we can do it, and we can just look at them differently and don't go back to them, because we don't know what they dealt with the night before. When somebody may have just, had an accident prior to coming to work, had fallout, couldn't pay their rent. All of these things take place, and they're single parents, trying to just make it, trying to get child support from knucklehead who still won't give it, and they just, this is what I'm doing today. We don't know what everybody deals with prior to us encountering them. So it's like this here. We just need to remind them. We said love is our heart, so we need to remind them that they are loved just like we are loved, right?
Right.
We give love, and our giving, we hoping now that they will now start giving in return love, and that we receive love. Right? Mm-hmm. And so if we can remind folk of that, and for some, love looks differently, because some have been hurt by people using the word love, and they use it for their detriment and not their benefit. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying we can rewrite that based upon how we as queens deal with each other and everybody else we encounter. And if we're doing it that way, that's going to help others look at it differently, receive differently, and it helps change, guess what, their lives also in 2018, just by one sister stepping up and doing something different from what she sees. Likewise.
Thank you.
We were out this past weekend, sis, let me tell you. And in this location, they did all the food for us, right? So they had, it was all organic and you name it. And so we could order. But 3 people stayed. 3 people went to get food. 3 people stayed back in the room. And we went down. And it was our Latino sisters that were serving. So on the first day we went down, they were just jovial, and they helped us just to the whole, everything we wanted, you name it. That's because all 6 of us went that time. The next day, only 3 went, and 3 said, let me take back to the room for my other 3 sisters from things we've already paid for in the package, right? So when they went, the same Latino sister that was nice the day before was like all hell broke loose. Yeah. They asking her, well, this is what we want, and we want some to-go trays, and we want to take it back. And the lady said, no. You can't take that. You can't take that. You're taking too much. You can't take it. And so my friend said, why can't we not take it? It was paid for with the package, and there's nothing in your rules that says you cannot take anything back to your room. The lady said, no, you can't. People do that all the time. They do that all the time. My friend said, we are not people. We are here today. This is our second day even knowing you. So we're not like everyone else. Again, confronted it with grace, not everyone else that came in here before. She said, well, people treat us like that all the time, treat me like this all the time. Mm-hmm. My Latino sisters, women of color, people treat me like this all the time. But we showed her the opposite. Right. And then not only did we show her the opposite, we went to her manager. And we suggested some more training needs to go in place for those who work in your kitchen, so that they'll understand that it is not illegal for folks who pay to stay in your place to not only eat downstairs with it, but also bring it back to their room. The manager apologized profusely. The lady said, I'm so sorry. Can y'all pray for me? My name is. And we were there in prayer. And so we did just that. But we confronted it. So you don't have to allow it to continue. And we still loved on her, so that she was able still to take away herself some more inspiration, so that she could be encouraged not only to go back and look at their manuals and understand how she's supposed to operate in their kitchen, but also to help her when she deal with someone else that comes her way. And then how now she can look at how when she go out, how she can help others deal with her correctly and not incorrectly, and she takes back her power.
Right.
take back our power. So that's what we have to do.
And her reality is so interesting as we get to that point. It's of closing, I know, but just think of it this way, sis. You would swear she purchased that food with her personal money. It was her budget. She cooked it all by herself, and we took food out of her personal paycheck. So what is it that we're owning? I think at the beginning of the conversation, you stated us in our queendomship, how we handle things. What is it that we're working to, unto who? And that's the thing, is that we create false realities all day long. That perpetuate our behavior, our attitude, our lives, our deceitful ways, and everything in between.
Yes, because the same manager, like, that's how we do it. That's all we do. The manager say, no, it's not. That's not how we do that. So she's taking on ownership of something, again, that does not belong to her. Now, could that have been she wanted to take extra food with her after everybody's finished? That's a strong possibility. But either way, we got 3 trays back in our room with a whole lot of food here that we were able to eat because of something we'd already paid for. So it's like, again, we work unto him and not unto man. Amen. Because man will let us down every time. Yes. Amen. Amen. Bless you. Glory.
And it's your turn.
Okay.
Call while you're there.
Yes, I was sitting there writing. Okay, definitely.
Wow.
Oh,
well, glory to God. We're glad that something is writable.
Oh, yes.
Our team is writing too. We're just happy to partner with you all.
They're writing and eating pizza. I'm just going to tell you.
Yes, they ain't saved us nothing. We have about a minute and 33 seconds on Instagram, Facebook. We love you. We thank you for joining us, live streamers. We know you are there, and you can always watch us on Google TV, Roku TV. Look under Hope Overheard and Apple TV. That's right. Under your live stream account, just find Hope Overheard if you want to see how Queendoms have brought it out with HOH.
Amen.
Yes, ma'am. And Sister Wendy?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Before you leave, we always like to continue the empowerment by leaving a cause and possibly going out for ourselves to find more information, more inspiration. Top books that you would encourage everyone to purchase if they wanted to continue on this road of just self-empowerment, self-development. What are some good reads that you would tell our listeners that would
Sure.
Them?
One book is Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill.
Excellent.
Okay, the other book is, it is where is my church?
Okay.
And it's basically saying what's happening in 21st century believers. All right? And also, You Are Power would not be a bad choice. You know, that one is by me. And that's just 3, and I know you may have a couple more, but that's 3 that I would recommend. 10 seconds remaining, Instagram. I'm sorry, but I'm back with you. I'm not hanging up yet.
Okay. Did you say Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, yes. I've read that one several times. That's very, very good. And Where is My Church? And You Are Power. I'm going to put that at the top of the list.
Amen.
And can we find that on Amazon?
All In. Oh, yes, by Mark Batterson. All In.
All In by Mark Batterson is great.
Life-changing.
All In. Okay. So with that being said, I would just personally, on behalf of Sister Sadia just sent me a message and said that she's on the phone. She wanted me to send you all her love, but she can't speak right now.
I hope she's enjoying herself there.
And to send you all her love. And so with that being said, we would like to, on behalf of Queendom, just thank you all tremendously for your time and being with us, sharing your words of inspiration and encouragement. I know that I've enjoyed it, and I'm sure all those listening have enjoyed it. You can find us online at www.myqueendomcome.com, as well as on Facebook, as well as on Instagram. We have these Queen calls every Thursday, the last Thursday of each month at 7:30. And so we look forward to adding more and more callers on each and every time. But Sister Wendy, Sister Linda,
okay.
Bless you.
Thank you so much for it. And prayerfully we'll be able to connect with all of you very soon. And
if you can tell everyone one more time, if we wanted to find out more about Hope Over Hurt, how can we do that?
You can .org.
Mm-hmm.
You can also get the app on either your Google or iTunes, and it's Hope Over Hurt. And there you can follow what we have going on with social media. You can join us Monday through Friday on Instagram, live stream, or Facebook, where we have prayer calls every morning, 7:30 Central Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
We also, every other Sunday, get together. Real cool environment where everyone is invited, welcome. And we're everywhere. We got teams in different states, so don't be afraid to let us know where you're located. We just might be popping up.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, that sounds good. I thank you so much. And, again, we look forward to working with you all again. And as we like to say at Queendom Come, a nation can rise no higher than its woman. And when you educate a woman, you educate a nation. And so we thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to speaking with you all again and working with you all again. Thank you so much. That will
thank
conclude
you.
our
Thank
talk
you.
for this
Give
evening.
our love to Sister Sadia, all
Yes.
right? And tell her thank you as well.
Yes, ma'am. I will do just that. Thank you all so much.
Okay, you have a good night.
You all have a blessed night as well.
Thank you. We
Bye-bye.
receive you, too.